If you eat corn today, did Adam eat from the same stalk? No. So the ones we have now, where did they come from? They came from seeds that were planted. And those seeds, where did they come from? They came from seeds that were planted before them, right? So if Adam held a corn seed in his hand, God had quintillion tons of corn seed in the invisible realm, but they all needed a seed, a physical material seed to be planted for some of those in the invisible realm to come into the visible realm. They have all been created in the invisible realm, but they need something, a point of expression in the material. So when you are smart, you do not despise your resources. This is because you can always use the little resources you have to create a channel for invincible wealth to find expression in the material world. That was what Jesus did with the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish. You just need a small point of contact somewhere. Do not despise your resources. You are wealthier than you think. In the book, Start with What You Have, I share insights from the story of a widow whose husband had just died and creditors came to take her sons to become slaves. She ran to the prophet for help. The prophet said to her, "Woman, what do you want me to do for you?" Then he said, "What do you have in your house?" The woman said, "Your handmaid has nothing in the house." That is how all of us think. I have nothing. Then she said, "Except a small jar of oil." We all need something to start with. And God will not allow us to get to the point where there is nothing around us that He can use to move us to the next level of breakthrough. I'll read that again. We all need something to start with. And God will not allow us to get to the point where there is nothing around us that He can use to move us to the next level of breakthrough. I would like you to think about that. We have gifts, talents, skills, and knowledge. We have relationships. They are all resources. That woman said, "Nothing except," I want you to become conscious of that except. That thing you've been overlooking that you did not realize could have commercial value could be the key to your wealth. God will help you find it. Wealth is created. To create means to bring into existence something that has never existed before. Once you develop the capacity to invent or create things, you can never be poor again for the rest of your life. In other words, if you don't have what you want, you can use what you have to produce what you want. The first introduction to God we have in the Bible is that He is the creator. In the beginning, God created. The fifth word in the Bible is the word created. Almighty God has the capacity to bring into existence things that have never existed before. Anyone who has such a capacity is wealthy. This is because